here hanging out with Luna Blue. So you guys were just saying how you formed back in university or in college, as we say here in the States. What were besides that one show where it's just two of you playing? How was some of the first Luna Blue shows? What were those like?
Oh, God. I can't even remember.
I think we said that.
How about after 2015? How about the Luna Blue shows in 2016?
Well,
there was a significant improvement from 2015, but they still weren't good.
Don't sell us short. We started doing right in 2016. We played with an orchestra, or was that 2017?
No, that was 2017 and 2018.
Okay, 2016 was terrible. 2017, however, 2017 was the start of, I guess, where we started actually getting our shit together and not being terrible.
And kind of going for it.
Late 2016 was alright, so we wrote some of the stuff on our Nightjar EP in 2016, which was
We were coming out of being an alcoholic. We were getting.
I think it's a common thing I talk with most bands is they have that phase or in that phase, have walked away from that phase, and it all depends. Drinking music has a lot, goes hand in hand with some things.
Well, first year of university, you've got to be drunk all the time. That's not negotiable. You just have to be. Every lecture you turn up to drunk, it's just
but the thing is, it's different for you guys because the drinking age over here is 18, whereas for you guys it's 21, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
But
we probably have quite a bit of a different experience to you guys. We're out in the pubs every night, and just.
we were too. We just found different ways to do it.
Yeah.
Have a friend who's running the door, or you're playing in a band and they just don't ID you. There are some ways around it. I'm very past the drinking age now, so I have no problem talking about the glory days of drinking underage in many New England establishments. You all really need to check IDs more often. You can't. I couldn't help, and that's the thing is I was 18 years old and was able to do this, so I just didn't question it. Like, oh, this guy's got a beard. Yeah, he's fine. He can drink.
The thing is, I imagine in America, you can sneak into a bar at 17, 18 and get away with it because the legal age is 21. In the UK, because the legal age is 18, you get. I remember getting drink and stuff at 14, 15, sneaking into pubs and stuff. So I think we just start earlier over here.
Just imagine just 14, this little light mustache, just trying to one adult beverage.
Grow facial hair, and I'm 24, so
yeah, you go in your dad's, baggy suit, and you go,
sleeves.
One of your finest points of ale, please.
Or you just do the classic on the shoulders. You get two of you in the big overcoat.
Big old trench coat. Yeah, you sorted.
So what kind of shows did you guys play first off? Did you start playing in clubs, or did you do there's a lot in here in America, a lot of people do what we call house shows, big house parties. They'll get a couple of bands, because at the time, due to different ordinances, mass gatherings in certain places other than venues was illegal. So you'd have big house parties outside of where people could see you, where you can get away with being a little bit louder. So here, especially in the Northeast, a lot of my personal career started playing house parties and just things getting completely unruly. What are things like there in the UK?
It's pubs here. I mean, I guess you know what pubs are and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for us, it's bands just going to pubs. To be honest, usually it's it could be 10 or 20 people. So it's very small crowds, and I think it remained small crowds for a long time for us.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Really, until probably last year before.
And then it started building a little bit more of a gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
We would just play all the time, whenever we could. So we first moved to Brighton from our university. We all moved, which is like an hour away. So we all like packed up our stuff. We moved out, and we were just playing at every opportunity we could because we were like, fuck yeah, like let's play live. Like this is it. Like this is a great city, and we just like oversaturated it in the first couple of months, and therefore we couldn't get on with any promotion companies because like the people would ask to come to shows. They'd be like, oh mate, but I saw you like last month, the month before that.
Yeah.
So then we re-changed our game. I think we play like 3 Brighton shows a year, if that, like which are big ones, maybe two, but we make them big and just round everyone up now, which is way better.
And that's that's a common problem here, and especially in Maine, is you very easily oversaturate your area because there's only a handful of venues, and especially ones that are more genre specific. You can easily just outweigh your welcome, and not by being bad, just by playing there too many times. It's not that you're a bad band.
Yeah, exactly,
you don't have any new material. I saw you a month ago. Is your set any different right now? So it's definitely hard when you're just playing the same area a lot. So it definitely sounds like you've learned some things along the way. Realized to play your hometown in a little bit more bigger shows. What have things been like on the road for you, traveling around the UK playing? When you were able to.
We once did a gig in was it Manchester? Just outside Manchester, and which is how long away from Chichester? Like 200 miles.
It's about 5-6 hour drive. I think. But we didn't have any other gigs back. We just had this one in Manchester, and we couldn't find any accommodation. So we're like, "Fuck it, we'll drive back. We'll be fine." We ended up headlining it. Like the other bands there were all touring, which is weird. I don't know why we ended up getting on the lineup. Anyway, they were all like, "Oh, we're just like end of our tour. We can't be fucked. So if you guys want to headline, we're like, yeah, fine, whatever." So we headlined the show. I think we ended up finishing at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and then trying to drive back. And I got to about 6 a.m. and I was like 10 coffees deep, stopping at every fucking service station on the way back. Like, I just stop. I can't fucking drive anymore. Like, it just isn't happening. Finally made it. Like we did pull over for like half an hour, I think. I did star jumps, just like in a random service station.
A little power nap.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
That's what I had on my phone as well at that point, which was really peak because it just fell out my pocket.
Yeah.
So
Now,
That was fantastic.
what is some of every tour, every time on the road always brings something odd that stands out? Have you ever had any strange and unusual happenings out on your adventures as Luna Blue?
Yeah, our bassist.
Yeah. I don't know. Like what? I don't know how to describe the stuff I do though. Like it's not like out of it's not like inappropriate. It's just weird, and I'm just a bit odd, and I love it.
It's sometimes a bit inappropriate, but yeah, it's all right. It's amusing.
Fair enough.
We did have that gig in High Wycombe with the old man.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yes, right, okay.
Yeah.
Halloween 2015, still in the shit phase. And we and to be fair, we were shit, but this one bloke, he looked like an alcoholic Santa, I'm not gonna lie.
He really
But he
did.
just kept yelling at us and the
Still a little
sound guy. Yeah. Just, get your shit and get out. Get your shit and get out. You're fucking awful. Get your shit and get out. And it was just really funny.
You got heckled
I
out
don't
by an
know. I'm
old
trying to
man?
think of other stuff that's happened. Sorry, say that again.
I said you got heckled out by an old man?
Yeah,
We
a
didn't
very,
leave.
very
We
drunk,
just-
belligerent old man. Like he was fucking way gone. But it's basically when we were saying earlier that we play in pubs. Sometimes they're great because sometimes they're like renowned pubs that are known for doing live music. People come down just to see new bands. It's fantastic. Sometimes it's just a really shitty local full of alcoholics that has never put on live music before and just shoves you in the corner of a room and goes, yeah, off you go. That was kind of one of those nights.
That's pretty
Remember the alley
comparable to what
cat?
happens in the States too. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
No one in
Remember the
there
alley
is
cat,
really that
guys?
interesting.
Remember the alley cat?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
the alley cat was good.
The alley cat.
The alley cat was amazing.
That was the one time we've ever walked into a place we were meant to be playing and walked straight out again and not returned because like it was so like that sounds a really harsh thing to do and like the show must always go on, but I'm not kidding. There was like a tiny little stage. It was a tiny little room. The drum kit was like in pieces and battered and wrecked. The PA was like that big. They went to the toilet, there were like syringes in there, and it was a dodgy place. And we were like,
it sounds pretty punk rock.
The drum kit was like, it was almost like a child's play drum kit. It was just
like one of those like quarter-sized kits.
Yeah, it was like a Hello Kitty.
It was a small cocktail kit that was completely destroyed. Like there were like so many elements missing, and like holes in it. And we walked in, started putting ourselves down, and then the headline band came in, and they looked at us, and we looked at them. We were like, "Do you want to play this?" They were like, "Not really." And we all just went to the pub. Drank the whole night.
that was good though. I like that. That was fun.
I like
Yeah,
that.
it was good night.
Now, do you end up playing a show with that other band that you dodged out with?
We
No, we
haven't.
haven't.
But unfortunately for them, they were touring from Sweden. Could you imagine coming all that way and turning up and be like, "Ooh"?
I've been in comparable situations, but I've never fully walked away. Maybe it's just different genres, different scenes, but it's sometimes it's hard to get a decent show in the Northeast, and you're like, well, I was looking forward to this, and then you get there and it's shit, but you can always.
I mean,
yeah.
We've had plenty of shows where we've turned up and like, oh, this isn't quite what we were expecting, or you know, like I said, playing in the corner of a pub where it's the drum kit's falling apart and there's nothing, all the gear's terrible. That's fine, but this was next level. Like
it was awful.
It was
so
absolutely
bad.
next level.
We have had some good gigs. So I just want to put that out there. We've talked about all the shit we've done. We have had some good performances that we've really loved.
I don't think you would have gotten to this point if it's been all shit so far.
No.
I think one of the significant thing. Yeah, sorry, go on, Seb.
I was just gonna say we're quite self-deprecating as a band. We're like, yeah, we're shit.
Yeah, we are pessimists, aren't we? We don't big ourselves up very much. One thing we
the
did
British
do
way.
a few years ago was we did a performance, like a 2-hour set of some covers and all our music, all our own music as well, with a live 30-piece orchestra behind us. But that was when we were at uni. And we had because when you're at uni, you're with so many musicians, you just want to get involved with playing in different contexts. And one of the modules that I did at uni was like arranging for orchestra and stuff. So I kind of put those skills into practice and kind of arranged for a 30-piece orchestra to play our music with us, which was certainly one of our best achievements. I think we also did that live on the radio as well because we went on BBC Introducing, and when they interviewed us, talking to us after we did like a live set, they said we brought this up, and then 6 months later they invited us back to bring the orchestra with us. So it got us on the radio as well. We played it with the orchestra, and yeah, that can be found on YouTube actually. Us live with the orchestra on BBC Introducing.
Definitely gonna want to check that out.